Hey guys, well, we're getting ready for World of Concrete, and our friends over at Chemico have asked us to produce some samples for them. So we've produced a bunch of 20 or so 18-inch by 16-inch samples with some different finishes. We figured we'd share some of the finishes with you. Oh, there's old Zeke. Hi buddy, come here. What are you doing? Say hi to everybody. Good boy. Good boy, puppy. Oh, there's my wife Leanne. Looks like she's making up a batch of cake or something. What are you doing?
I'm going to put a coat of 1202 UVR epoxy on this sample. Okay.
Well, she's putting her final coat of 1202 water clear epoxy. Check out this sample. This is Terra Fresco, a blue micro topping that we did. And then Tamarin from Surface Gel Tech sent us some flat twos. And on a couple of different techniques, we used her flat two stencils. And then here, I practiced my airbrush skills. Thanks, Ed, over at Full Blown Customs for some awesome tips on that. You guys go see Ed Hubbs, he's a cool guy. Anyways, check it out. So this is airbrushed. She's putting 1202 epoxy. Got some beautiful colors there. Zeke just wants to be a part of it. Hi, buddy. Yeah. Well, let's go over here and see what we have. Just a variety of different samples. Our whole goal was to show what the capabilities or all the possibilities of decorative concrete. This is kind of interesting. Looks like a river. And what we did here is we used some dyes, and then we broadcast some white quartz aggregate. That felt good, Zeke, huh? That felt good. We broadcast some white quartz aggregate right here to make it look like a little river going through here. This is a beautiful sample. We did a couple coats of chemical acid stain. And again, Tamarin from Surface Gel Tech was gracious enough to send us over some flat twos, and we used her etching gel to get this kind of a really interesting look. I'm a big fan of the gelled acid. Same thing here. This is a flat two graphic in which use some really custom colors. Let's go check out what we have over here. This is just a really basic acid stain design here. We were able to get some different modeling techniques you see right in through here, and we did that with sawdust. So first we stained with some green acid stain, threw some sawdust down, and then stained over it with brown to get this kind of a resist. This is an interesting technique, very vivid, and what was done here is we used a sea sponge. So the first color was blue, and then we cleaned that, and then we used an acrylic sealer with a sea sponge and applied it with a sea sponge, and when that dried, then we came back over it with a dark brown stain. Really a neat look. Some of my favorite samples here. This is our line of metallic epoxies, and I'll tell you, you just get some amazing, get rid of my shadow here, well, it's hard to do, light's right overhead, sorry, amazing effects with these metallic epoxies. And I'm not sure if the camera is picking it up or not, but you can really see some of the effects that we're able to get with these metallics. This is beautiful. This is all our Decorative Concrete Institute metallic epoxies that we did over concrete samples. Here we've got a really cool basket weave design, and we use all 8 colors of the chemical acid stain, so it's kind of a weave pattern over under. Here is a really neat little 3D design pattern I love doing on a floor. A little bit of a challenge on something so small, and we used our dyes here, complete with the shadows. Something that's getting really popular is this marbleizing technique. We used a Chemico or an Etmar 3500 100% solids pigmented epoxy, and as you can see, it really looks like marble. Over here, my favorite little 3D design. So you can see it's again somewhat of a challenge on something so small, but for those of you who watch our channel, you've seen this several times. Really looks three-dimensional. 2 different ways here. Leanne asked to hand the camera over, so I'm going to show my ugly mug over here. And we'll go over this way. Stay on that side so you can see the 3D. This is a really beautiful pattern here. This was a blue acid stain. We cleaned it and neutralized it, and then we flooded it with sawdust again, and then stained over it with 2 different colors of a brown, and then cleaned it off and sealed it, and this is what we get. Just some basic acid staining, real simplistic. This is what most of the industry represents, is a real basic acid stain design. This was a lot of fun. This is our 3D design. We had done this in a past class, and Leanne and I were talking, and we thought, well, let's just do this on a small panel. And this is all dyes, solvent-based dyes, and I was able to airbrush this, so it looks very 3D, something that's real popular right now. Here's something that's somewhat basic. what we did is I saw cut a leaf design into here with a 4-inch grinder, and then I used a stencil and just airbrushed some leaves here for a different design. Something I love, this is just a cool panel. This is all our metallic epoxies again, with a real basic tribal design, but this was a little bit of a challenge. This combined some airbrushing techniques with the rivets, but all this was kind of free-handed with metallic epoxies to kind of create a fire look. Real simple. A big part of the industry is what we call a color chip floor, and this is where we broadcast paint chips into a pigmented epoxy. In this case it was a beige, and in this case it was a gray. Wow, this is a real busy sample. This is a combination of a quartz aggregate, and then we marbled in some black and white epoxy, broadcast some chips into this. We marbled in a white and a gray epoxy and broadcast some chips into this. Very busy, lots going on here. And then our last 2 samples are just simply all 8 colors of acid stain, sealed and grouted. So real nice look. So if you guys get a chance, come on over and visit us in the chemical booth at the World of Concrete, and you can see these samples and talk to us about some of the fun things. And I think Zeke's wanting to play a little bit right now. Come here. Come here. See you guys.